Hello, welcome, or welcome back to Heretic Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is the reading for the 2-5 Human Design Profile. If you don't know what your Human Design Profile is, there's a link in the description for you to get your Human Design Body Graph, and your profile will be listed on there. Definitely be sure to check out your zodiac sign readings as well. Those are all up. And as always, I would absolutely love it if you subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified when new readings are posted. And I do really appreciate your support. I'm glad that we're here. I do not take the jumpers for this spread, but we love a chatty deck. This is a 3-card spread. The first card is your current energy. The second card is the energy that's leaving. And the third card is the energy that's coming in. And then we will clarify each one of those cards with another card. So let me just shuffle a bunch of times here until it feels right. And then we'll get your spread out. All right. There we go. Okay, current energy is the 5 of Cups. What's leaving, the High Priestess, and what's coming in, the 8 of Wands. And to clarify the 5 of Cups, we have the 8 of Swords. To clarify the High Priestess, we have the Elder of Swords. And to clarify the 8 of Wands, we have the 2 of Wands. Okay, I think it's interesting how the 2 water cards are clarified by swords cards. And then over here we have 2 wands cards. So it feels like there's a lot of like back and forth happening between your emotional body and your mental. And maybe there's something going on there where maybe you're trying to get those two things to align. The 5 of Cups and the 8 of Swords, they are heavier energies. The 5 of Cups talks about grief, loss. Fives are transitionary energies as well. So it's kind of getting you from one point to the next. There's change involved in there, and change is difficult. I think it's more like the transition is difficult. Coming from a Taurus, hate it. Not a fan. But yeah, with the 5 of Cups, it's like, there's this cup here in the middle that looks like it's crying. There's 4 cups in the water. It really is like this sense of like just things have not been working out for you, or just not being very excited about. I keep thinking of like recent past, even though this is current energy. And with the 8 of Swords, it's this feeling of like hopelessness or helplessness is really the word that came to mind, but I said hopelessness, so both, I guess. And truly with the 8 of Swords, we can see that there's this lion in this cage here. This cup is like in the middle of the water. So it really is like this feeling of this is never going to change. So again, emotional body. This could be depression. It could be grief, burnout, sadness, right? The 8 of Swords in your head. It's feeling trapped. Again, feeling like there's no way out. However, though, both of these cards have a double meaning, which is interesting that they both came out together. The 5 of Cups, traditionally, the 5 of Cups is, there's 3 cups that are emptied out. There's 2 cups that are still upright. And technically in this card, there are 3 cups that are on their side. This cup is still upright. And then, of course, we have this, the big cup here. So it's focusing our attention on the things that have not worked and just almost kind of assuming that that's how it's going to go for everything, which is, I totally get it. I totally 100% understand that. I don't, okay, let me just talk about the Eight of Swords before I go into a tangent. The Eight of Swords says that you may feel trapped in your head, the way that you are perceiving your situation. You know, those gremlins that Brene Brown calls them, the limiting stories, the even experiences that you've had before, like there's something triggering. It's clouding your judgment. It's forming a story. But truly, with the Five of Cups, there are still two cups that have yet to be discovered. There's not even a focus on them. And with the Eight of Swords, it's literally changing your mind. It's literally that simple. However, though, right? This is a tangent that I was going to get on. I think that there is so much information to be found in both the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Because the Five of Cups, like if you allow yourself to, you can discover with both of these cards, actually, like, what are the stories? What are you being triggered by? Right? Like I had an experience myself this week where I was literally telling a friend, I was like, I don't even feel like an adult right now. Like there's definitely there's some part of me, some inner child part of me that is highly triggered right now. And I can't stop crying. Like literally for 40 hours, not quite 2 days, but for 40 hours, I was in this place of, again, like I felt like a child. And I'm like, again, something in me is being triggered here. And I just kept asking myself, what is it? Because, like with reparenting ourselves, like going through the healing process, it is a lot of discovering the stories that your inner child has attached to beliefs, your personality, your outlook on things, like how we go about things, how we express emotion, how we deal with emotion. Right? So my point is, like, there's a lot of information that can be found in here if you allow yourself to be more observant and not like allow yourself to separate yourself a little bit from whatever is happening here, so that you can objectively be like, okay, what is actually happening here? Right? Like, why am I feeling the Five of Cups? Why am I perceiving the Eight of Swords? Where's that story, that belief, where is it coming from? Right? And then the High Priestess and the Elder of Swords is in the position of what's leaving. I feel like it's actually kind of interesting because this would be the process that I literally just fucking talked about. So I wasn't even looking over there yet. I was actually looking to the right. Like I was looking over this way. I wasn't even focusing on these two cards yet. The High Priestess would be, the hidden parts of yourselves. Okay. I was going to say ourselves, but yourselves. Okay. I mean, we are multiple selves, right? Like, and even, the things that I was talking about with the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords, I call them whole cruxes. Like for me, when I was talking about my inner child, like I see that there's a whole crux there where my energy was zapped. Something happened at some point in my life that, my body or my mind, whatever, registered again 2 days ago, and I spiraled. right? So, the high priestess is, I don't know if you can hear, there's like 4 or 5 different dogs that are barking. Maybe it's 3. Anyway, it's just kind of like distracting. I don't even know where. Anyway, okay, sorry. I see the high priestess as being that direct connection to our star player. It's our higher selves. It could be God, source, divine, whatever it is that you believe in. If you don't believe in any of those things, then it is your intuition, because we all have that. And it is also the subconscious, and hidden selves keeps coming through with it. And even like, with owls are guardians, but also represent wisdom. It's so interesting how, like, in this reading specifically, there's just like a lot of chatter. I'll say from dogs. Like, I just wonder if, well, even with all of this mental and even emotional stuff going on, if there is just a lot of chatter that is just kind of distracting in a way, or, it like pulls your focus and maybe even contributes to even this, 5 of Cups and 8 of Swords energy, because it's like agitating. And now they're all quiet. Just kidding. They're back. Okay. I just think that's interesting because that rarely happens. So usually, like, anything that happens during a reading, I'm like, it's got to be part of the message, or like part of the reading, right? And it's paired with the King of Swords, which is the highest expression of the suit. So that tells me there is some level of emotional clarity. Interesting. Mental clarity is what I was going to say. But even, it is paired with the high priestess, which is Pisces or Cancer, depending on, who you ask. And even just this statue, I can't even remember who that is. Let me see if I can. The Thinker. Is that his name? Yeah, okay. Represents a creative process, contemplation, and the human mind's internal struggles. Introspection, the poet's ability to transcend humankind's lesser natures. You know what's interesting, okay, is that from the beginning, because I mentioned there's a water card that's clarified by swords and the current and what's leaving energy. And then we have these 2 wands cards over here. So what I was feeling in the beginning, and I didn't just say, because I was like, well, we'll get to it, is that there's too much feeling and thinking and not enough action. And that could be why we're like getting stuck, or, feeling trapped emotionally, feeling trapped mentally. Right. The energy that's leaving is just kind of like, you've kind of like reached the, not the end, of course, but like you've done all you can emotionally and mentally, like trying to process your emotions, trying to process your thoughts, trying to intellectualize, or, your feelings or your intuition or whatever. But really, really, the ingredient that's missing here is action. It's one thing to feel it. It's one thing to think about it, right? But without action, nothing happens. And not to mention too, you're not going to know how you feel about a thing. You're not going to know, like, how you perceive or how you're thinking something is going to go, or even a belief or whatever, right? Like, you're not going to actually get that information without taking action. The 8 of Wands is fast moving. Not, we have all these geese on here, which just makes me think of like migration, Not to mention, like at least in the, in the northern hemisphere, it's winter right now, so the geese are around. So I think that's even just like double confirmation, like the time is now to take action. And truly, you could move pretty fast if you allowed yourself to. The Two of Wands is planning for the future. This almost kind of feels like a destination too. Like this is the journey with the Eight of Wands and, the geese flying. This is the destination. It could also be, instead of focusing on emotions and being all up in your head about it, to start planning what actions you are going to take, even no matter how small. Literally, I mean, everything counts is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I think this whole reading could be wrapped up in, truly the element that's missing here is action. And it is time, to take some sort of action, regardless of how you feel, regardless of how you think about it. It's kind of like, feeling it and doing it anyway. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.